Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm still kind of nervous doing this, but today I'm going to paint my nails. I don't know that you'll be able to see me doing that, but because I'm still kind of getting used to my camera setup here. But I'm also going to read something kind of a little bit inspirational. It's kind of small, and then I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. It says, I used to dislike being sensitive. I thought it made me weak, but take away that single trait, and you take away the very essence of who I am. You take away my conscience, my ability to empathize, my intuition, my creativity, my deep appreciation for the little things, my vivid inner life, my deep awareness of others' pain, and my passion for it all. Caitlin Joppa. I was kind of like that. I kind of been through a lot this last 6 years, and I've done a lot of changing and growing and kind of realizing different things about myself, and that actually really kind of goes hand in hand with the way it's been for me this last few years. I thought that my sensitivity was a weakness, and I thought that it was something I needed to kind of hide and, put on this front for, and just kind of be a little tougher. And it's kind of funny because once I realized it was a good thing, I actually did get stronger. It was just kind of an ironic thing. Our sensitivity is a strength. It's not a weakness. As that saying, we're more compassionate and empathetic, and we go about things in a way that people pretending to be tough kind of miss out on. We see others' needs and we go out of our way to meet them. And I probably should have wrote my thoughts down on this instead of just winging it. But I'm gonna try this way. Sorry, I kind of had this thing in my head, and being nervous is making that just kind of poof. But I think that sensitivity that we have does kind of bring us. I am not into supernatural type things. So when I say it like this, I am actually quite the opposite. I'm very reality based, and I believe the Bible. So I'm really, really not into the ooh type stuff. But I believe that our sensitivity and our empathy gives us almost another, almost like another sense to us, because we have this deep intuition, and I think we are more prone to listen to that with our sensitivity the way that it is. And I think we have a tendency to appreciate the smallest things that others take for granted. I think we step out in the world, and the scenery that you've seen every day of your life, I think we step out and we're like, oh wow, isn't that gorgeous? Where other people are like, oh yeah, I'm not in a good mood, so whatever, I've seen it every day. And I think we just don't take things for granted as much. And I think when we're trying to pretend we're tough, or we are tougher, I think we just sail through life in a way that doesn't appreciate things or people quite the same. I think we either don't, or we are afraid to show that we do feel. And I think that takes a lot of beauty out of life and situations, relationships. And I think it's a kind of a cold and awful way to live. And I am glad for the time that I finally realized that it was okay to be sensitive and it wasn't a weakness. I don't know how much of my channel is going to speak on things like this, but getting involved with somebody that was a narcissist opens your eyes to the other side of sensitivity and it not being a weakness. They constantly try to exploit you in ways to make you feel like being sensitive is weak. and you are forever and constantly reminded that it's actually a strength. Some people believe what they're saying, what the narcissist is saying about them, and they don't realize how much it's not true. But then some of us actually realize that the person that would do those things to somebody else is actually the one that's weak. And you see your strength by by recognizing that those other people are actually the one that has a problem. So I know we all, have our own can of worms, and we all are the way we are for a reason. And I am overly sympathetic and sensitive to why people are the way they are. Again, back to that sensitive thing. So I tend to make excuses for the bad guy, and I tend to see the lost hurt child in them. So I guess sometimes the sensitivity thing can lead to my own demise. I'm quite guilty of that. But again, this is back to where being sensitive isn't a bad thing. I would rather be sensitive and see the good in the world constantly and get hurt for it and experience life in that positive glow all the time than just constantly see the negative in everything and yeah, just be on the other side of the fence. So today, this is what I just wanted to share is being sensitive is not a weakness, and you will I hope this all made sense. I really probably should have been more scripted, but again, I just kind of want to be real with everybody, even if it makes me babble a little bit. I'm going to read this one more time. I don't know if I need to, but I will. I used to dislike being sensitive. I thought it made me weak. But take away that single trait and you take away the very essence of who I am. You take away my conscience, my ability to empathize, my intuition, my creativity, my deep appreciation for the little things, my vivid inner life, my deep awareness of others' pain, my passion for it all. And that was written by Caitlin Japa. And yeah, the very essence of who I am. That is the truth. Those of us who are sensitive, if you take that away from us and you make us tough, I don't know if you should say tough, because I think we are tough in our own way. If you take away that sensitivity and you make, harden our hearts and stuff, it really does, change our entire personality and who we are. I think in my instance of, dealing with a narcissist and the abuse that they dish out, I think it's extremely difficult to hold on to the core of who you are. You want to get hard-hearted, and you don't want to. You naturally turn towards that direction in self-defense, and it's a survival mode. But as you see yourself doing that, you do feel like you're losing the very essence of who you are as a person, because that sensitivity actually dictates the way that you think and interact with other people. It does make you, when you start to get harder, you do actually find yourself being less empathetic, less shocked by the horrors of the things in the world. Whereas before, that stuff was like, oh my goodness, and you could feel it when these things happen to other people. And yeah, you just lose these things that are being discussed in here. You kind of lose those things inside yourself, and you can kind of see how the abusive people got to be that way, because you're they're so unfeeling, right? It must have been somebody robbing them of those things. So don't let that happen to yourself. Fight hard to be that sensitive person that you are. Don't let anyone tell you that that's a bad trait. It keeps you real, it keeps you feeling, it keeps you a decent person in this awful world that we live in. Don't let that happen. No matter how much abuse you've been through, it's not worth taking that piece of your soul that makes you so good. Throughout my videos, I will slowly disclose the traumas and, the abuses and whatnot, and how a lot of it happened all within months of each other, and some of it's been going on throughout my life. But I just won't let that get ruined. Nobody's worth that. Nothing is worth that, okay? And you're not weak. You're not weak. Nobody, the way you cope, whether it's by having to go numb to survive a situation, or by being extra sensitive to hold on to that piece of you, none of it's weak and none of it's wrong. We really do all do what we have to do to survive, okay? And that's perfectly fine. All of it's fine. Never let someone tell you how to grieve or how to cope or how to survive. Never let anyone tell you that, okay? Life is super rough. But, alright, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of positivity and inspiration, and I don't know if I hit that mark or not, but I'm going to aim to do that at least once a day, and I might do a different post throughout the day as well, I don't know. I have no idea if I'm going to post once a day, or a couple times a day, or a couple times a week, a couple times a month. I have no idea where I'm going with this yet, but hopefully it's somewhere that people like.